Hey guys,
Hey.
welcome back to the watch party.
Mhm.
If you are new to the channel, this is where we deviate from true crime a little bit sometimes.
Times.
We talk about some things that are maybe true crime adjacent, as we like to say, and some things that maybe aren't crimes, but really, God, they should be.
Yes.
So if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel.
Please do.
We have membership.
We do.
You can join it.
Yeah, so you get a little taste of the hours and hours and hours of us talking
Yeah.
on this video. So
Yeah.
if you want the full extended cut, get that membership.
Yeah. We have a lot to say,
Yeah,
and you might want to hear it.
possibly.
We're actually like so funny.
I think so.
Anyway, just think about it, marinate on it.
Yeah.
Do what feels right.
Whatever feels right. Exactly. We're not your real mom. We never will be.
That's right.
And for our regular K-Cuties, today we are doing the curious case of the Orphan Imposter.
He impostered a lot of things.
What a imposter.
It was wild.
Oh my God, like Among Us.
I was thinking about that Among Us trap mix. You're welcome.
We listen to that so much.
I know, we do too.
There's
God,
like 67
this
trap. Uh-oh. Oh.
Whatever. Anyway,
Springy.
she's back.
And she's, yeah.
I know. I can't do anything with her.
No.
She's just gonna. I'll talk to Hunter about it tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Among Us trap mix. So
Mhm.
add that to your Spotify playlist.
Yeah, this guy is sus.
So sus.
Sus Among Us.
Sus Among Us for sure. All right.
And thanks to Beth for writing the notes up.
Hey girl, thanks.
Yay, thank you. You can watch The Curious Case on Hulu
You can.
or,
Max. HBO Max.
oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I watch it on Hulu because I guess I have a Max subscription there.
Oh, I watch it on HBO Max. I do
Okay.
have a Hulu subscription too, though. Am I overpaying? Probably.
No, it makes you pay the full.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say it's none of my business what subscriptions I have. Just when I click the app, I need it to work. And that's what I
Exactly.
care about. So
Yes.
watch it wherever you watch shows.
Wherever it feels right. Yeah. There is talk of child abuse, SA, some other things. So just so you know, that's coming.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to just get right into it. Obviously, our host is Beth Karras.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Our Curious Case shaman. She's back.
She's back. And we are learning about this guy named Nicholas Alahverdian.
Allegedly, that's his name.
Exactly. So he's this like overachiever. He's involved in like local government and all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff.
And he's like a kid. He is a young man.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, what, 18, 19, early 20s? Like, he's young
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
when he's doing all this.
Yeah,
Well,
he
when the
kinda-
story starts, he's
Yeah,
young when
yeah.
he's doing all this.
But then we go to Canada. Forget all that.
Yeah.
Forget all of that stuff.
Canada,
now,
we love you.
now we're in Canada and we're talking to
Please come get us.
Oh my, please, Canada.
Please.
We love you. We're talking to TV producer and entrepreneur Nafsika Antipas.
Yep. Her.
I don't know. She's beautiful.
She is beautiful.
She has like a food show.
Yeah. So she says that she started to eat vegan, and she realized that there like weren't a lot of easy vegan recipes out there. Like she wasn't
Yeah.
able to find a lot of stuff like online of like easy cooking recipes, easy like I guess substitutes for things or
Mhm.
whatever. And so she started a YouTube channel, like basically a YouTube cook. It was YouTube, right?
I think so.
I think it was a YouTube cooking show essentially where it was just all vegan meals and like showing you how to easily make these meals and like do that kind
And
of
like
stuff.
kind of ease yourself into the vegan life,
Yeah.
I guess. The way she said it, that was so funny. She was like, I'm actually 10 years vegan.
I know. I was like, do you get coins for that?
I
Like,
know.
is it like,
yeah.
do you go to a meeting?
I know. It sounded like,
it was like,
you know,
all right.
it's been a tough journey.
It's
but
been
here
a journey.
Take it day by day
I
by
know.
day.
But she also has a line of vegan cheese.
hmm
And what do you make vegan cheese out
Who
of?
Who knows?
But she says she makes feta, and feta is my favorite of the cheeses.
my gosh.
And she says her slogan is, it's like feta, but better.
But better.
And I was like, okay.
'Cause vegan, I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. I'll try it.
I'd think about it for sure.
For sure. I don't think I could go all the way vegan because bacon and cheese
Yeah.
and eggs
Literally everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not for me.
No.
But she says everything's going great. She has 3 seasons of the show, but she needed marketing help. So she turns to some website. I don't know what it is. And she hires Nicholas Brown. He is a marketing executive, PR person, international lawyer, Harvard grad, and has TV experience.
Yeah.
They talk on the phone.
Quite the resume.
Now, it looked like it was not Fiverr, but it looked like a Fiverr
Oh, yeah.
kind of website or whatever.
Yeah, like a freelance.
Yeah.
Like, here are the things that I can do.
Do people with
I
this
don't
sort
know.
of experience and pedigree typically go on freelance websites? I don't know.
I mean, a lot of attorneys will do freelance stuff, like just on the side. But I mean, I would think most of them probably have
I mean, I guess you got to be somewhere to
actual
be
jobs
found, right?
too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. It just seemed, and she said the same thing. She's like, whoa, I hit the holy grail.
Yeah.
Like, I found the perfect guy.
And she says that, and then she also says, like, it seemed too good to be true. Like, it was kind of like her gut told her no, but the vegan cheese told her yes, you know?
Yep.
So.
And that's a, you gotta have balance.
You do.
You do. So they talk on the phone. He said he was Irish, but he had a British accent.
Would I know the difference? No, I'm so sorry if you're following us over there in the UKs.
Oh.
I don't know the difference.
I bet if you heard Irish versus not just British, but you know what I'm saying, like there's a difference.
Thomas Shelby?
Exactly.
That's what
well,
they sound
he's
like
Birmingham.
He looked at me the wrong way.
Isn't that, where is that at? Is that in England?
Yeah. Ish. Yeah.
But Cillian Murphy's from Ireland.
That's interesting.
Yes. So yeah, think they sound different.
You're right. Okay. That's how I'm going to distinguish those. Which version of Cillian Murphy
exactly,
am I talking to?
That's
right
the
now?
only way
That's
to
the only
know.
way I'm going to know.
Exactly.
I'm going to have to be like, excuse me, sir. Could you repeat this line from Peaky Blinders?
Yeah, exactly.
Then
How
I'll know.
would you say this? Yeah. So she said she hires him and it seemed like it was going to go really well, and then he kind of just like danced around stuff. She'd be like, what should we do for this? What should we do about that? And he'd be like, well, let me think about whatever.
Yeah.
And then
he's got concepts of plans.
Yes, he does.
He's got concepts and plans.
Yes, but by the 3rd month, no plans have come to fruition.
Sometimes it bees like that, you know?
Sometimes it bees like that. And she'd paid him $30,000 by that point.
Insane.
Wow.
That's $10,000 a month.
You can literally just go online and be like, I went to Harvard.
Harvard?
I went to Harvard.
So did I.
Pay me money. Wow.
Who's going to know?
Who's going to know?
Who could know?
Exactly.
I'm buying us Harvard sweatshirts next time for
Be like, see?
Ivy League. These girls.
Yeah. We will have to not talk. That might give it away.
We can talk.
We can be like, which Cillian Murphy accent are you?
Exactly.
Okay, so she was like, you gotta go. I'm paying you too much money, whatever. So she writes him an email. She's like, look, I talked to my accountant. We cannot justify paying you when you are literally doing no work. And he was like, big mistake.
Yeah, and then he was like, I know I didn't do shit for you.
No.
But since you've sent me this email, I have developed 5 websites from scratch, all of which are meant to just tear you down, girl.
Yes.
And are based on shit that I made up in my head.
Yeah, these websites went to like calling her a fraud, saying that she's a scammer, that her vegan cheese is not actually vegan, and like all this stuff. And she's like,
wild.
Hang on, so you've done no work for me for 3 months. You've got all these websites ready to go.
Yeah.
So clearly you've been working.
Just not in the right direction. Like, it
just
was very
ready
strange.
to punish me for when I stopped paying you, which you knew was coming.
Yeah.
Like, so she calls the police and she's like, hey, this guy's really scary. Like, he's making threats, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, he's not there, so.
Right. Because, destroying someone's business is not
That doesn't count.
threatening. It's fine. You can do that.
Mhm.
That's okay.
Yeah.
As long as you're not physically there.
Exactly. And even if you're physically there, because we'll get to that in a little bit,
Yeah.
probably not that big of a deal, so just don't worry about it. And she
He's
was
probably
like,
not gonna do anything. It's fine.
yeah, and she said this guy could be a killer, he could be a rapist. I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
She hires a private investigator, and they find out that he doesn't exist.
Yeah. Turns out my man is not real.
No, so he's obviously a fraud. And
Mm-hmm.
she's like, okay, well, yeah, okay. I'll just call you back when I'm like almost dead or dead. Sure, that's fine. Like,
Yes.
All right, so now we go to Providence, Rhode Island. Very fun accents. I like these.
Very fun.
I like these accents. We meet Brian Coogan, who was a former Rhode Island state representative.
Mm-hmm.
He said there's this kid who's like 14, 15 years old. His name is Nick. He's a super overachiever. He was a page.
I think those are the people that like run documents during session.
And by run, you mean like physically, like
Like
here you go, here you go,
literally,
here you go.
like
Okay,
yeah. They're like little secretaries, kind of, that just
Okay.
like they run documents. They do the tasks so that like representatives aren't getting up and down,
So
and
the
like the
important
person,
men can have their important thoughts.
important thoughts. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
They
it.
facilitate the important men with the important thoughts.
Perfect.
Yep.
So Brian Coogan says,
Mr. EP.
yes, Mr. EP says that every day, they do their things.
Mm-hmm.
And then
They're very important things.
they're very important things. And then at the end of the day, whatever bills either didn't get voted on or blah, 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 whatever, they would have to take them away and then prep them again for whatever
Yeah.
the next day they were going to do it. And this kid was the only kid he ever saw actually sit down and read through every single one of them.
Listen, as someone who was a legislative intern at one time, no, thank you.
Is there like a lot of words and stuff?
It's like a lot of words and
wow.
stuff.
Okay.
And there are a lot of bills that get filed. So there's like a filing process, and then there's a filing deadline, and everything that comes in after that, like nothing can come in after that. They can get amended, they can get, removed, they can get merged, whatever. But like you don't get to file new stuff, and they're lengthy. And the representative that I was with, well, he was a state senator, but the person that I was with was like our chair. He was the chairman of the caucus, and it was like the amount of bills was insane, and the length of them was insane. And a lot of them, I know this is going to be a shock to everyone. A lot of the bills are nonsensical, some would say.
What?
And they're pages and pages and pages of just wheretofore, hearsay,
and forthwith and
words and stuff.
Mhm.
And you're just like, Jesus Christ.
filibuster.
Filibuster. Yeah.
I feel like this Nicholas is the human embodiment of if he wanted to, he would.
The problem is he wants to do everything, and he will.
And it is
sort
all
of.
nefarious and terrible.
Yeah.
It's just like you look at somebody who puts this much effort into what he was doing, and it's like if you would put even an ounce of that effort into anything positive.
Yeah. Literally.
Oh my gosh, it's
He's-
crazy. To read
yeah.
every single one of these bills and then literally do just awful stuff with it is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody was like, this guy's going places. Like he's putting in a lot of work or whatever.
Yeah.
Then he starts showing up to the house floor
Mm-hmm.
with bruises and scrapes and all kind of stuff. And he's like, I'm getting bullied in the group home I'm in. And he looks
Which
rough.
sounds sad.
Yeah. And he looks really
But
rough.
don't you be fooled.
Exactly. So then he starts talking to Mr. EP. He kind of hones in on him
Yeah.
for whatever reason. And he's like, I'm an orphan. And he's like, well, where's your parents? He's like, they're dead. Do you have any siblings? Never had any siblings. I'm an
Yeah.
only child. He's like, oh man. He's like, yeah, I just get bounced around to these group homes. I get bullied. They try to suffocate me. They
Yeah.
beat me up.
It's a very dramatic story.
Yeah. And he's like, I need you to adopt me. Like,
Yeah.
you can see how much promise I have.
Yeah.
And like, look at what's happening to me. They're trying to get rid of me. They're trying to pass me around to other places. Like I have so much things, so many things I need to do here and like all this
Yeah.
stuff. And so he's like, oh man, I don't know. Like, he's like, I'm 30 at the time. I'm newly married at the time, so I
Yeah.
talked to my wife, and she's like, "I don't know, whatever you think." And he's like, "Okay."
Yeah. Yeah. If my husband came in and was like, "Listen, there's this 15-year-old kid and he told me I need to adopt him," I would be like, "No.
We need.
We need to have a discussion about this, not a, well, whatever you think."
Yeah,
But you know what? Good on her
I
for
know.
being such a supportive spouse. I love that for
I
him.
mean, whatever you think. So he gets there and he's like, this guy's gonna adopt me. This representative is adopting me, judge. Don't send me away. And
Yeah.
so the judge is like, get out in the hall.
Mhm.
And so he does. And he tells Mr. EP, this is not a good idea.
Yeah, he's like, "My friend, my good representative, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't do this."
Please don't do this. He's a bad seed.
Mhm.
And the judge was like, dude, everything he's told you about being abused, he's doing that to other kids. And Nick calls Brian again. Now he's living in Ohio. He's a lobbyist. He's married. He's like, oh, I want you to meet my wife. Now, Brian says Nick never even had a steady girlfriend.
Yeah.
He got turned down by women. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot.
I feel like this is a woman's intuition thing where they were just like, I don't know what it is, but
Mhm.
no.
Yeah. That he would do all these things to try to impress them.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think eventually the kind of facade came down and they're like,
Yeah.
no.
No, thank you.
So he does end up getting married though. So
Good for him.
Yeah. His wife's name is Catherine. He flies into frickin' Rhode Island
Yeah.
to take them to dinner, Brian and his wife.
Yeah.
And they go to Fleming's, which is like a nice steakhouse.
Yeah.
And Brian's like, that dinner had to be like $1,200.
Yeah.
But he paid it. And they just, he just seemed like he was doing so well. He and his wife seemed so happy. It was
Yeah.
like, good for you, kid. Like,
Yeah.
you came out of it on the other side, like,
Yeah.
whatever. So then 2 months later, Brian gets a call from Catherine. And she's like, Nick is not who you think he is.
Mm-hmm.
He has been abusing me. He took all my money. He totally ruined my credit. He stole one of my family members' identities. And he's like, but well, how did he pay for that dinner then? She's like, I paid for the dinner.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
my credit card.
Yeah.
And she said Nick had put a tracker on her phone because he thought she was cheating on him. He locked her in the bathroom for days at a time. He tied her up to a bed, poked and prodded her with a broomstick in her private parts.
Yeah.
Her family did not believe her, though.
Why?
Why?
What did he, because I feel like this had to be him. I mean, we don't know anything about her, right? So like maybe her relationship with her family wasn't great, and maybe there was some reason to like, had she made like inflammatory, not true statements before? We don't know.
Right.
But also my question is, what is he saying to her family to make them side with him?
Yeah.
Because I know that if she's making these accusations to her family, I know he's not sitting silent.
Oh, yeah.
Based on everything we know about him, he's not
Mhm.
sitting silent in this. So
And-
like, what is he,
Yeah.
how is he manipulating this situation to make
Yes.
them not believe her?
Because you see time and time again where it's like anytime he gets called out, he will start to, like with the vegan lady.
Yeah. He
She's
lashes
a scam.
out.
She's a fraud. She's, he goes to great lengths to do that. He makes all these websites and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So, yeah, he's doing something.
Yeah.
He's probably telling her family, I've been really worried about her.
Yeah.
She's got some sort of mental illness.
Yeah,
She blah,
probably
blah, blah,
something
blah.
like that.
You know.
There had to have been something.
Yeah.
And I bet he probably started low-key raising those concerns in advance.
Exactly. Because he is a planner.
He's a planner.
Yes. Which, again, if he wanted to, he would. He could plan dates with that. But instead, he planned
Yeah.
her demise.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
So
Taylor Swift said there's nothing she does better than revenge. Same for him. Except it's not
Apparently.
really revenge because there's nothing to get revenge for.
exactly. He knows he's gonna have to get revenge when he gets
Yeah.
caught defrauding.
Yeah.
Ugh, jerk. Okay, so then she says you need to Google him. Google Nicholas Alahverdian, but also Google Nick Rossi and Nicholas Rossi. And he's like, who's that?
Yeah.
And so he does. And turns out, remember, he said he was adopted. He had no siblings. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
His real name is Nick Rossi, and he has a family.
That are still alive and well out there.
Yes, siblings and everything. Like,
yeah.
so we meet David Rossi, who is Nick's stepfather.
Uh-huh.
He is not happy with Nick.
No, he is not.
No.
Understandably so.
Yes. He adopted him when he was 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid was a problem from day one, apparently. Now,
Yeah.
he said that basically anytime you told this kid no, it was an all-out war. If
Mhm.
he would have to hold him down sometimes, he would be throwing stuff, he would
Yeah.
be violent. This kid would be spitting in his face.
At 6 years old.
Yeah.
Insanity.
He's like, and it just got worse. We didn't know
Yeah.
what to do with him. So they bring him to a psychiatric facility when he's 10 years old, and he is diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder.
And boy, is he.
Oh my gosh. He spent a few months there, and he says they ended up kicking him out because they couldn't do anything with him. And so,
Which is comforting, right? Like, if you can't do anything with him, what am I supposed to do with him?
right, yeah, like validating, like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, So then we get to 2017 and we meet David Levitt, who's the Utah County prosecutor, and he, talks about how he gets involved in the case. So he says
Mhm.
he had submitted a backlog of sexual assault kits to a national DNA database in 2017, and one of the kits had gotten a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is how he words this. I'm just going to say how he words it.
Yep.
And then we're going to rage.
Yep.
He says, victim was allegedly raped in 2008, but she knew her offender because she was dating him.
Okay, and?
And when she said no, he got violent. And so when the hit came back, it matched to Nicholas Rossi. And so he was identified as the prime suspect of that rape. Now, we have to interrupt your regularly scheduled programming in order to female rage. Because what
What the f***ing
she knew?
She knew. She told you. And we got a match.
And it took 11 fucking years for you to... Did we
Yeah.
not ask any questions?
Obviously not.
She tells you she's been raped, and you say, we'll see about
Hmm.
that.
Well, but you were dating him, so was it really?
We're not going to ask any questions.
Yeah. Well, we can't ruin his life. You know?
Mm-hmm.
He's
He
got
had
a
so
lot
much
going.
promise.
Yeah, he's got a lot going for him. He's gonna go places.
So they took a swab, obviously. She went to, I'm assuming, a hospital. She obviously
Yeah.
reported this.
Yeah.
Took a swab.
Yep.
And of course the backlog.
They did the hard work.
Mhm.
And then
Nothing.
nothing. So there's that.
So then Nick actually calls Brian, which again, to your point, he's not hiding anything. He's
Yeah,
like,
no.
hey, what's going on? And Brian's like, you're a piece of you're a sex offender and you lied to me. And
Yeah.
he's like, actually, though,
But did I?
I'm about to die.
Yeah.
I was like, when I heard that, I was like, you gotta
Yeah.
be kidding me. He is not about to die. And he's like, his voice was raspy. He says he has lymphoma and he has 2 weeks to live. I was like, I bet. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even.
And also, if that's the case, why are you calling me?
Exactly.
Why? What did you come here for sympathy?
Yeah,
You came to the wrong house.
exactly. Like, I know who you are.
Yeah, no.
I'm not dealing with this anymore.
Insanity.
And he's like, whatever, like, see you later. So they charge him with, they file an arrest warrant with Interpol. And so they're trying to figure out where the heck is he at.
Mhm.
So now we're to October 2021 in Glasgow, Scotland. And this guy checks into a hospital. His name is Arthur Knight. He has COVID. He's in super bad shape. But they send photos to this hospital, and from all of his previous arrests, they've got pictures of all of his tattoos and like all this stuff. And they're like, do you have a
Yeah.
guy who looks like this guy and has these tattoos? And they're like, yes, we do. So they're like, okay, well, Arthur Knight is not real. This is Nicholas Rossi.
Yeah.
So
Also, how dumb. If you're going to be like a con man and a fraud, don't get tattoos. That's
No.
stupid.
or you're going to have to go Pete Davidson and get him removed
Oh,
like
yeah.
flawlessly.
R.I.P. tatted up Pete.
I know.
Mm.
So they arrest him and he's like, you have the wrong guy. And they're like,
Yeah.
we can see your tattoos. And
Yeah.
he's like,
This is the wildest excuse. This feels like something that my kids would say to me. Like, just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, you essentially put me under sedation,
Yeah.
brought a tattoo artist in. He's saying that the prosecutor did this.
Yeah.
Had somebody put the tattoos on me that match Nicholas Rossi's tattoos.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
They don't just have the tattoos, though. They have his fingerprints. And then he says,
Yeah.
you altered my fingerprints.
Yeah. Also, if
To match them?
let's just say the prosecutor did in fact put this man under, have these tattoos done, they would be fresh.
Yes.
Fresh to death, some
So
would
fresh.
say.
Yeah.
And I think that would be obvious.
He'd have to have 90% of his body covered in Aquaphor for weeks.
Yeah. It's fine.
They would be
though.
raised. They would be, yeah.
He was definitely lied to, though.
How do you then alter your fingerprints as well? Like if we're really going to think
I
about
don't
this,
know.
you'd have to like burn the fingerprints off, but then replace them with somebody
Yeah.
else's finger. He
Yeah.
doesn't just say you already had his fingerprints and you
Yeah.
copied them or something. He says
Yeah.
you altered my fingerprints.
Yeah, I don't really know. I think at this point he's just like, can't con a con man.
Exactly. And he's
I'm
like
on to you
he's saying this stuff
with his whole chest.
with a straight face.
He's so confident.
Oh
He's like,
my
actually, that's not
gosh.
true, and I can tell you why.
It is insane.
Yeah.
So they begin the process of extradition back to Utah. But what does Rossi do? He launches this campaign of being a wrongfully accused Irishman.
Yep. That's what he said.
He wears a royal maroon bathrobe. He's in a wheelchair, in a mask, and he's going around like this
Mhm.
with his little robe and his mask
like-
he's
Wrongful conviction.
like he's Winston Churchill.
Like the
what is
millennial
happening?
pose, like.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then we see him in the Utah County Courthouse, and man, does he look rough.
Yep.
But
But I think that's part of the scam.
he's committed to the part, man.
Oh, 100% he's committed to the
He's
bit.
like, my lady, and he's like,
He's doing his Irish
he's
accent.
doing his accent, and he keeps saying my lady
Yeah.
instead of like your honor, because he's trying to play the like, I'm
Yeah.
not from here. That
Yeah.
like, man, he commits to the bit.
He does.
Really does.
But also, I don't know that it's proper decorum even in Ireland to not address the judge as your honor or some title.
Because the prosecutor is like, listen, judge, I don't know. Where do I even start with this guy?
Yeah.
I
I mean, honestly, fair.
yeah, like his name is not Arthur Knight. Okay, first of all, that's not his name. His name is Nicholas Rossi. He's been extradited here on this charge. We have DNA evidence that matches him, like whatever. And he interrupts and goes, my lady, that is complete hearsay. And I would ask her ladyship that the prosecution, blah, blah, and then he can't.
Yeah.
And then he does this thing. So he's trying to also commit to the he's in super bad health or
Yeah.
whatever. So then he goes, and it's like, the judge
Yeah.
is like, get
Stop it.
there faster. Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? Like, it's really bad.
Yeah.
So honestly, that's where it ends.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like it ended really abruptly.
It did.
Yeah, wait, what happened? Did he get convicted? Is he
Yeah.
out? Like, whatever. So then we get on-screen text, and it says, attorneys for Arthur Knight have acknowledged to the court that their client is, in fact, Nicholas Rossi. Yes, we know that.
Mm-hmm.
Trial dates have not been set for the 2 sexual assault and battery cases Rossi is facing. He will remain in custody until the trial. And I was like,
Okay,
oh.
so that's my bone to pick with these curious cases. I feel like they leave off at like the weirdest
Yes.
cliffhangers because it's almost like just wait until it's finished.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait to tell me.
Yeah.
So see you next time. Bye.
Bye.